Good afternoon. Today I'd like to talk about the current job market for tech workers. As you may know, I work in tech, and I quit a lucrative job to go see a total eclipse of the sun. 2024 was already shaping up to be a year where companies want to slaughter the tech workforce. They're all in on AI. They'll blow billions of dollars on AI, and they're not going to invest $1 in training a person. So I quit my job. I took a month drive. Pretty much every day I was on that drive, tech workers were getting laid off. Like 1,000 workers a day for the entire drive. 25,000 people lost their jobs in the tech sector alone during April. And January was just as bad. February was just as bad. Last month, we only lost 10,000 jobs in the tech sector, bringing our total to about 90,000 tech workers that have been laid off in 2024. All of the big companies have been hit. Amazon, Microsoft, Oracle, IBM, Dell, Apple, Cisco, TikTok, right? All of them. And the last time we had an issue, I pivoted into blockchain, but blockchain is not booming right now either. Polygon Labs is laying people off. Block is laying people off. I guess financing, the innovative finance companies in general aren't doing well. PayPal, laying people off. Some of those installment payment plan companies are laying people off. Streaming media is laying people off. Google, Snap, TikTok, Twitch. Across the tech sector, the workforce is being laid off. And AI is being brought in and doing a very poor job at pretty much everything that they're shoving it in. Google released AI in their primary search interface, and it was a total failure. But Google's right there at the number 3 companies laying people off. Tesla, Amazon, Google, those are some 3 right at the top of the list. Google, YouTube, same thing. Disney, Pixar. Yeah, movie studios aren't safe. Disney, Pixar, Sony, laying people off. So everything that I usually do, large scale FPGA, GPU accelerated compute, high performance storage and networks, movie studio support, blockchain, everything's being slaughtered. In retrospect, knowing that 22,000 people were going to be laid off while I was taking that trip, 25,000, I guess it depends on which news article you read and what counts as a tech worker, but at least 20,000 people, maybe 25,000, laid off in April. I still would have quit my job and went to see the total eclipse of the sun. That's a very real human experience, and I wanted to see it. And I think being able to say, I was not laid off, I just quit my job to see the total eclipse of the sun is working in my favor, with 100,000 people saying I was cut from the workforce. I knew the layoffs were here, and it's like, I'm going to go see the total eclipse. I'm going to see 7 national parks. I'm going to see Route 66. I've built myself a little photo portfolio. Got a little slideshow I give. I'm a much happier, well-rested worker than people that are frustrated because they were laid off involuntarily. And they're struggling to even get interviews. They're under a lot more stress than someone that knew they were going to quit, cashed out their money, and basically has 2 years worth of living expenses in the bank, so that if the job search goes on and on and on, I can support my food addiction. So that's where I'm at right now. I've started to get interviews. It's taken a month just to get, what have I had, like 4 interviews and 4 interviews in a month, maybe 5 weeks. Not very good. Most of the interviews I knew I wasn't going to get the job because I knew I wasn't the right person when I applied for it, but I wanted to get some experience talking with companies, going through the process, trying to sell what I could do for them. And then I had one interview with a company that I really like. I like their science, I like what they're doing. It's in my wheelhouse. And so I got an interview, and I think it went pretty well. I got a second interview scheduled where they want to talk more about when would I want to start, how much do I cost, do I want to work remotely, do I need moving help, that type of stuff. But for now, the position was not advertised as remote. I just told them in my letter, I'm looking for remote work, I do remote support, and now they're open to a remote worker. So stick at it. If you want to be a remote worker, just put remote at the top of your resume. Get that interview, sell yourself. And when I say remote, I can get to an airport in 45 minutes and be at the other end of the country in 3.5 hours. It don't matter which end of the country, Seattle, Orlando, New York, San Diego. I'm centrally located by an airport. And I have a camper van. If I need to be on site for an extended period of time, I can camp in a parking garage pretty well. But the job market for tech workers absolutely sucks. And I've developed a few tricks that have gotten me some traction, landed me some interviews. And if you'd like to know more about how I'm getting through the applicant tracking system and actually landing interviews as a quitter, wearing his pajamas, jacking off in his house to a YouTube stream, whatever, let me know in the comments below. I go into more detail on how I'm getting through this difficult time in the job market. I hope that helps. Thanks for tuning in today.